So I rewatched the film Signs the other night, the third major M. Night Shyamalan movie after The Sixth Sense and Unbreakable, another of his twist movies, and it was released in 2002. This is a sci-fi horror based primarily on a rural farm in Pennsylvania. Now, I'm not going to do a straight-up review and plot breakdown of the film. Instead, I'm going to explore an interesting alternative theory about the film, one that I quite like. And the more I think about it, the more I've come to accept this as the explanation for what's really going on with this film. I'm going to assume you've already watched this movie. If you haven't, please stop this video now, go watch it, and then come back to me. And if you haven't watched it in a while, maybe do the same. Go and watch it to refresh your memory of the movie. So firstly, I'll say that I like this film a lot. I think it's superb. Though I have no idea why they didn't have a shotgun on the farm. I mean, don't most farmers in rural America have shotguns? I mean, that could have come in handy later on when they're trying to defend themselves in their home.
Dave, I lived on an American farm for 5 trillion years and we never had a shotgun.
Okay, so I guess it's not that weird. So, just very briefly, the film tells the story of Graham Hess, played by Mel Gibson, a former priest who has lost his faith after the death of his wife, Colleen. She was killed in a car accident. He lives on the farm with his young children, his son Morgan, played by Rory Culkin, and Beau, played by Abigail Breslin, and also his brother Merrill, played by Joaquin Phoenix. The farm is the victim of what appears to be an elaborate prank by some local hooligans. Massive crop circles start appearing, but it turns out these symbols are popping up all over the world. How could so many people be involved in something like this? It's just too elaborate. Maybe there's something supernatural going on. Well, as you know, if you've seen the film, it appears that this is all part of an alien invasion of Earth. And crop circles are like coordinates for an invasion force. Fundamentally, the story is about Graham's loss of faith and about him rediscovering that faith again by realizing that there are no coincidences. All of the little miracles that happen all at once that help them defeat the alien intruder in their home at the end of the movie, these miracles point to there being a higher power because there's just simply too many coincidences. Firstly, in a flashback to when Graham's wife, Colleen, is dying, she tells him to see and to tell Merrill to swing away with a baseball bat. Graham had thought that these were just random, nonsensical words that she was speaking in her final moments as a result of her about to die, but turns out they were actual instructions, as if Colleen could see the future. She was telling Graham to see signs and symbols around him, and telling Merrill to swing away at the intruder. In addition, as a result of Morgan's lungs being closed because of the asthma attack he suffered, the intruder's poison couldn't kill him. And finally, Beau's obsessive tic about water being contaminated. She has glasses of water all over the house. Well, some of these glasses are knocked over at the end of the movie, and the water spills on the intruder and burns him. Physically burns him and then kills him. So there's just too many coincidences. Therefore, there must be someone looking out for them. Graham rediscovers his faith and becomes a priest again. The movie ends. Now, the theory that's been going around is that these aliens are not actually aliens at all. They are, in fact, demons. Now, I think this makes much more sense when you think about it. Firstly, the film is called Signs for many reasons. Not just because the signs and symbols of the supposed alien invasion, not just because the character of Graham realizes all of the signs that prove that there's a God, but the audience is also supposed to pick up on clues and signs in the film that there's more going on here. M. Night Shyamalan's movies often work on multiple levels, and I think it's worth remembering that. And he also incorporates Christian themes and biblical content into his films. Firstly, Graham is battling his own inner demons, and lo and behold, these manifest into actual real physical demons by the end of the movie. We never see alien spaceships or technology, we just see lights in the sky, but we don't see spaceships. The creatures also really don't look like stereotypical grey aliens. that we see in sci-fi movies and pictures, they're much bigger and more physically imposing. And they don't wear clothing. They don't carry weapons. They're more like beasts clawing and scratching at their prey. The next thing to consider is the characters of Cullen and Bo. Both of them appear to have the ability to see the future. Cullen and Bo have premonitions. So, of course, as I've mentioned, we have Colleen's instructions to Graham when she's dying. And also, Bo says to Morgan, I don't want you to die. And he says something like, who says I was going to die? And later in the movie, when he's having an asthma attack in the cellar, she says, I dreamed this. I think these are subtle clues that, like her mother, Colleen, Bo has the ability to see the future. She's also referred to as an angel by her father. In fact, he recounts the story of her birth, how soon after she was born, everyone gasped and said that she was like an angel. Also, earlier in the movie, when they first encounter the crop circles, she asks her father, are you in my dream too? Bo definitely has some kind of supernatural gift to see the future in dreams. Now, as we know, it's her drinking water that falls on the intruder and kills him. Now, one of the criticisms of the movie is that, why did something so benign as water kill these creatures? I mean, the planet is covered in water. There's even water in the atmosphere and water molecules in the air. Surely these things would also damage the aliens in some way. Well, it's because water isn't a problem for the aliens, actually. The water in the glasses wasn't ordinary water. It was holy water, blessed by an angel, Bo. And what's interesting is I rewatched this film the other night with my dad, and when I explained to him that there's another theory that these aliens are actually demons, he immediately said, oh, because of the holy water. And I didn't even suggest it to him, he just came up with it himself. My dad is a very devoutly spiritual and Christian man, so he just intuits this kind of stuff, this kind of symbolism very quickly. So holy water would kill demons in this manner. And we see it burning them at the end, right? It would be deadly to them. So that's another reason why they're not aliens. Holy water also has a similar effect on other mythological creatures, such as vampires. And also, they seem to have difficulty opening doors. Now, according to occult theories, vampires can't enter your home unless you invite them. So it's something similar with these demons. So how could you have an advanced alien race travel all the way to Earth in a spaceship and then struggle with opening a door, right? Struggling with a doorknob, because they're not aliens. They're not from the world above. They're from the world below. Now, there's a few other things. We learn that the battle turned around in the Middle East. So on a news broadcast, we learn at the end of the movie that 3 small cities found a primitive method to defeat them. Now, the Middle East being the birthplace of Abrahamic faiths, of course, and it was a primitive method. It's not explained what that method was, but that sounds to me like more holy water, prayer, possibly crucifixes, something religious, something spiritual. And there's also a line that I think is quite interesting early on in the movie, after Meryl and Graham first see the intruder on the roof of their house. Caroline Paskey, the local police officer played by Cherry Jones, she says to them, we don't know anything about the person you saw, and we should keep all possibilities open. Now, it's possible that that line is in there as a hint for the audience to consider that there's more going on than they might realize. So in a film about a priest having lost his faith in God and then rediscovering it again, why wouldn't the primary threat of the film be demonic in nature rather than extraterrestrial? So this is a very interesting theory to me, very thought-provoking, and I actually think it makes the film Signs a better movie as a result. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Take care. I'll see you next time.